Hello, everybody. This is Ketshi1383 with Ketshi Gaming, and I watched these secret level episodes from Amazon. I don't know when they came out, or if I'm just late to the party, but I felt like saying something. I kind of had to feel like it's a bit misleading in terms of what they were trying to do, like a anthology series dedicated to all things gaming, tabletop, video games, you name it. Instead, it felt like they just got whatever people allowed them to get. And in some cases, they are literally just ads for the games that they represent. And one episode, which is the one I'm going to focus on, the very last one, episode 15, Playtime Fulfillment, is the worst of them all. I mean, in that case, they didn't even try and hide it. It's just a blatant PlayStation ad. And I guess their New World, the Once and Future King, yeah, it's an Amazon property. Like I said, it's probably one of the only things they could actually legitimately get, but it felt like an ad for their game. There are two other titles that stand out in terms of being ads. One is Episode 6 Pac Man Circle, which is nothing more than an ad for Shadow Labyrinth, a game that's not even out yet. Loosely based off of Pac Man, in the best of cases. Sure, they use a Pac Man esque figure and have some similar gameplay based on the trailer that they released during the Game Awards show last year. The other episode, number 11, which is just Exodus Odyssey, is based off of a game that doesn't even have a release date at this point in time. Kind of feels like you're putting the cart before the horse with these two episodes. And I guess of note, there is the Concord one, which also felt like a promotion for the game. I mean, at this point, they made it. They might as well just put it out. Two other episodes, Honor of Kings, which is nothing more than a free MOBA game that I don't think anyone actually cares about. And the whole entire episode, as far as I can tell, had absolutely nothing to do with it. Maybe it's based off of a character loosely, but that would be the best case scenario for it. Then there's Crossfire, Good Conflict. Honestly, with this one, sort of felt like they just sent out a message to anybody who had a tactical shooter and said, hey, we have this short little vignette. If you want us to attach your name to it, let us know. And the only one who cared was Crossfire. And anyone who doesn't know, that was a first person mobile game that Microsoft tried to bring over to consoles and it just failed miserably. And it's waned in popularity back from its heyday. I don't remember when. But like I said, you can just insert any tactical shooter, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, X Defiant. It doesn't really matter. It could be any one of those games. Now, there are a few episodes of note, like the Warhammer 40k, along with the Armored Core ones. Those were actually pretty good. The most egregious of these episodes is the Mega Man 1 being only 8 minutes long, and all the other episodes are almost twice as long. And I guess there's one thing I should mention, or I feel like mentioning either way, is that in the New World episode, King Angstrom is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in the Armored Core episode, the character actually kind of looks like Keanu Reeves, and it's played by Keanu Reeves. So there's that. So let's talk about the one that's just a blatant ad, because this one is just cringe and it's typical Amazon slop. It has a woman being a complete and total asshole riding through traffic on her bike, racing to deliver a package with a drone following behind her, and she's scoring points for dodging obstacles, encouraging her to be an even bigger asshole than. And all this work she put in, she gets a minuscule reward of burnt orange for her bike. Don't know if it changes the bike color physically or just through her augmented reality glasses that she constantly wears. It's not really made clear. I think it's supposed to be sending like a message of you have this big thing that gives you tiny little rewards for all the effort you put in. which is ironic considering it's a PlayStation advertisement when PlayStation is trying to move towards live services, which is known for its little tiny rewards for a lot of work. And she has a lunch break where she just wastes food, which kind of irritates me just a lot, further emphasizing that she's nothing more than a big asshole. That's when a man approaches her with a box. And she's like, "What's in it?" And it opens up. I'm like, why didn't he just hand her the thing that was in it, which is this weird blue glob thing? What was the point of handing her a box when he could have just handed her the blue glob thing, put it on her? Who knows? So that starts a chase being led off by Helldivers from Helldivers 2. The irony in that promoting a live service game that does have elements of a lot of work with minimal rewards is obviously not hitting home with some of these people. But a chase ensues with her bike being turned into a motorbike by the blue glob thing, and as time goes on, it turns into other vehicles. But you see various other IPs from Sony's catalog. Not too many until maybe later, but you see a Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus. You see Kratos for one scene, but then you see a lot of Helldivers, and I mean a lot. And they keep threatening to shoot her, but no one ever fires a shot, not once. I mean, Kratos came closer than they did to hitting her with his axe. It finally accumulates in a climax of all the little drone things coming after her because she violated the terms of service, and they all turned evil, and they end up being destroyed as she falls to the ground. This is the part where I laughed, because she falls, but it turns into a pair of angel wings, and I just busted a gut at that point in time because it reminded me of the Kanye West game where he put it on E3, and it was supposed to be a game about guiding his mom to heaven, and it just reminded me of that, and I just, the lack of awareness of what they did is just hilarious. Or it may have been on purpose, I don't know. In either case, it just shows a level of ineptitude that is typical of Amazon and their ability to create media. I mean, the worst part is that it ended with, like, oh yeah, this is my house where I was supposed to drop off the box. And she had a poster of Shadow Colossus. This girl was not young enough to be playing Shadow of the Colossus, at least on the PlayStation. I don't think anyone cared about the remake, so I don't call them bullshit on that. But the whole thing is just, like, the constant use of the Helldivers in particular was just, it wasn't an homage. It wasn't like based off of game campaign or canon or anything. It was just an ad, a blatant ad, and they didn't even try and hide it. It was very reminiscent of Sony's live action ads where it's like, I can't remember what their slogan is, where everybody's jumping around the buildings and the things transforming around them. It was very much like that, just a fancy CG one. I would like to give them maybe some credit for some of the episodes, and in part I don't want to put them in the most negative light possible, that they were just trying to showcase like this could be ads for game companies. It could be a proof of concept because it looks like they were just scraping whatever IPs they could get, maybe in the hopes that other companies will let them use their IPs to make some of these short vignettes, but I'm doubting it. I mean, you're not going to get Nintendo no matter what you do, unless you fork over a boatload of cash, and there's going to be a lot of strings attached to that. And I guess they were proposing a Halo Doom crossover that didn't happen. Microsoft just said no, and I'm like, okay. Overall, quite a few episodes felt like promotions for the games and not an homage or a celebration of said game. Some actually were, and I am a bit surprised that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Keanu Reeves were part of this. They were kind of entertaining at times for some of the other ones, but only a few of them were actually all that enjoyable. And I wish the Mega Man one was just a lot longer. And considering it's Amazon, they'll probably just greenlight a season 2 already and be working on it. I don't know. Maybe we will get a longer episode 2-ish for Mega Man. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, to be honest, if you can find a way to watch these without subscribing to Amazon Prime, maybe watch it with a friend or something like that. That's probably the better way to go because unless you already subscribe to Amazon Prime for reasons, this is not worth subscribing to Amazon Prime just to watch. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.